That snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We
you want one
can't, we
quick
can't, we
question?
can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
What Flip was talking about. Yeah, man. I think they just did a masterful job of just convincing people that what they saw before from 2016 and 2020 like was no longer, and that we were just living a lie and being taught lies, fed lies the entire time, and Trump isn't who people thought he was. I thought they did a good job of that. And then you throw in the Palestine thing, right? Uh you throw in the free Palestine, and people like, oh, I'm not voting for y'all until y'all free you know what I'm saying, until y'all stop giving money to Israel for the attempted genocide against Palestine and everything. You know what I'm saying? All of these things, bro. Like, I think they just did a masterful job of just like getting them out of here, bro. Democrats are too busy on buying votes, leaving us behind. And then he said everybody's story is different, 100% zero. But yeah, I think they just did a masterful job. Because like to for your biggest thing in 2016 of like building the wall, like we are gonna build the wall against all of China, like we're gonna get Mexicans out of here. Like that was his whole thing in 2016. So for 2016 to 2024, for the whole thing to end up with like we're gonna start build the wall and we're gonna get Mexicans out of here, to 2024 Mexicans with the little barangas and the little shakers talking about we voting for Trump. Like that was insane, bro. And I know that was a little racist doing the imitation. I apologize. That wasn't mine. But like that's crazy, bro. Like, you know, the type of mental gymnastics and flipping that you had to do on someone to have them going from that to that. It's crazy. I think the Trump administration campaign did a masterful job, bro. Like they did that. I ain't gonna lie. They ate with that one, as the kids say. He even got a large percent out the Muslim vote, which is crazy, bro. But it's like you got to think, you got to look within even the black community itself, bro. You got to look within the black community itself. What did they do with Kamala, dog? Like, we wasn't talking about policy. We wasn't talking about this. We wasn't talking about that. What was we talking about? Kamala isn't black. Kamala married to a white man. Kamala is Jamaican, half Indian. She more Indian than black. She tried to claim black. She this and that. It's like, bro, we was fighting against ourselves, dog, the whole time. I made a video about it in the middle of it. It ain't changed nothing, bro. But like I said, at the end of the day, like what Zero's talking about, like the Democrats ain't help themselves either. So it's like, dang, how you know what I'm saying? My thing was, at the end of the day, regardless of how you feel about both parties, one of them jokers was going to win. It was either going to be Trump or it was going to be Kamala, bro. Like, regardless if you like them or not, it was going to be one of them two. And that was my whole thing when people's like, oh, I'm voting Jill Stein, I'm voting Cornel West, I'm voting for what? It's only going to be one or two people that's going to win, regardless of how you vote. And so that was my thing. My issues with the Democrats was when they pushed Obama after that writing was on the wall for the next couple of decades. This is why I'm non-party independent. See, I'm all for independent. Like me, I'm pretty. I feel like I'm with the majority of the Americans, kind of like down the middle with stuff. However, I will say this: when it comes down to major votes, it's gonna be one or the other, bro. Of the two major political parties, and a lot, because I'm all for like I'll vote for a Republican in a local election if like their policies just line up with more than, you know what I'm saying, Democrats and everything like that. The Flip said Jill Stein only comes out there in election time. Where is she now? There it is. But yeah, I just think they did a masterful job of like, Democrats ain't doing this. Don't vote for Democrats. Don't, like, we did such a great job of demonizing the Democratic Party. And I think it's like I said, like the Democratic Party is not innocent. Like I think they did their actions gave people reasons to not trust them and not vote for them and not support them and things of that sort. Someone said this situation is more complicated than it looks. You have a group of people who don't feel a connection to the country they were born in, raised by their lineage. I don't know how you fix this. Shout out to SSB, first of all. Like when you said hello, I didn't know if you were botting that, but so yeah, you know what I mean? Who don't feel a connection to they were born in but raised in their lineage. I don't know how you fix this. I don't think the solution is kicking the people out, especially if it's like this is stolen land, bro. like y'all don't own, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all could be like, technically they own it. That's why they did the one. Trail of Tears. Bernie went from fighting from the millionaire and billionaires to just fighting the billionaires now that he's a millionaire. That's a fact. Like I said, like there's so many holes in the Democratic Party. Like a lot of their stuff is they're doing. However, when it comes to like an election like the president, one of the other was gonna win, bro. Like if Trump wages war on the cartel, which he probably would do, what happens to the southwest part of the country? Shoot. You said what happens to San Antonio? What happens to a large part of California? I don't know, man. He's worth 5 million. We talking about Bernie Sanders. He's worth 5 million off of book sales alone. Sheesh. Of course. Zero said. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I don't know. I feel Bernie was a better choice. I think there were definitely like people that I like and other stuff. That's Texas and Cali, the cartel. Yeah, zero for sure. SSB, what you got to say? 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 But yeah, oh yeah. In terms of, she said Bernie was the better choice, or Flip said Bernie's the better choice. Flip, are you a man or a woman, bro? Because I don't want to keep calling you like ma'am or something like that, and you're a man. If that's not what you go by, so. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yes, ma'am. Salute. Flip got 6 kids. Okay. I just ain't want to keep being like, ma'am, because you know your profile picture is like a historic figure and things of that sort. But where am I going with this? I just pay homage to Flip. 100%. Shout out Flip. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Bernie was a horrible choice. He allowed himself to get passed over twice. I liked a lot of the candidates, bro. A lot of the candidates and the prerequisite and things of that sort. And then I didn't necessarily like, you know what I'm saying? But it's hindsight 2020. I think if Republicans want to reach their deportation goals, they need 2 terms. But this is what they said they were gonna do. That's my thing. That it's like the most confusing part of it. Like imagine saying like, "Yo, we are gonna do this. We are gonna get rid of these people for you," and then somehow like convincing said community to be like, "We support you. Trump is for us." Like, bro, what? I never got that. Also, what happens to the economy with mass deportation? It will tank. 100. Like that's what I was just saying. SSB. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. This is exactly what I was saying. It's like in my corner of the world, what I've seen growing up my entire life is Mexicans and immigrants do a lot of the jobs that Americans just won't do, especially for the rate that they do it at. It's like it's not the same thing, but a different example would be like legalizing weed and everything like that. You know, when you put stuff in the dispensary and people are paying so and so money, like there's a tax on weed because like it's legal versus getting it off the street. It's just like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just felt like me personally, I don't know all the ins and outs and stuff because you know it's just not my thing. However, I ain't see Mexicans bothering folks to the level where it's like, dang, this is getting out of control. This is also, and they talking about Mexicans taking black folks' job. AI taking black folks' job. AI taking everybody folks' job. That's the real thing. And people keep like empowering it and putting money into it and stuff like that. Like Timberland, But like my industry and media, they using AI for articles. They using, man, my dad was talking to me today. You should use AI for your videos. You can pull up shorts and you don't even have to record it. You just give them your voice and your, man, what? AI taking our jobs, bro, not the Mexicans. Let me see. It's some Nazi Germany playbook. Trump has more policies people gravitate towards than the Democrats at the messaging. They are talking about the agreements with Walmart and big companies and big things in Bitcoin. When Trump announced tariffs, the bond market was blowing up. Capital was leaving the country. If the bond market collapses, I think the US dollar could be in trouble. Because we outsource good jobs to do less rewarding jobs aren't enough for the black community because we spend the most money and save nothing. This is why Trump backed down. Trump backed down because of the tariffs. When Trump announced the tariffs, the bond market was blowing up. Capital was leaving the country. If bond market collapses, I think the US dollar could be in trouble. Yeah. It's also a thing of like he said, in terms of what I was talking about, cheap labor on the grounds and stuff like that, and being like, oh, Mexicans taking black people's jobs. That's the thing. And then also, like you said, with the tariffs and kind of like, no, we're gonna do everything in America, by Americans, for us, by us. Like that's Trump's thing. Trump Fubu, Donald Fubu. They're paying a 30% tariff. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. And the dollar is like, I've seen people that was like election night, they're like, man, I could already smell affordable groceries and gas already again. I'm just like, yo, he did a masterful job of just like getting people during that campaign, bro. Like, shout out, you gotta shout out Trump's campaign team, bro. Like, to go into office once and you've seen what it was and you've seen what he was talking about beforehand, and then he somehow was like, nah, twin, they lying to you. They the ones lying. I ain't lying to you. They lying. It's crazy. Trump isn't backing down to his agreement, so he lowered the tariffs. Even other countries lowered theirs. Yeah, he was all over the place. Trump had rallies all over the place. I don't know. He did a masterful job of that. I'm gonna hold this live open for a little longer and let people get off what they need to get off, because I like the conversation. I like where it's going and things of that sort. Shout out to SSB. Some very just valuable information and commentary and comments and stuff like that. I appreciate it. Shout out Flipping Zero and stuff like that. We're gonna have a situation with is this sound like my homie, by the way. I don't know if it is him, but yeah. We're gonna have a situation with the war overseas, tension with the country, and probably depression style economy. Hey man, it is what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, like I said, I'm a vibe regardless, twin. I'ma always come out on top. I'm a vibe regardless, twin. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. I ain't gonna lie to you. Want to bring on my bro at some point. If this is you, SSB, text me right now. It is you, because it sounds like my twin. It sounds like my dog. Correct. He did a masterful job. I knew something was wrong. Election day as a poll worker. Flip said she felt it. Biden and Kamala messed up when they ignored the older generation like ours. Shout out to Zero and Flip, man. He said, oh wow. He said, I saw your live randomly and clicked on it. That's dope. I appreciate that, SSB. It's crazy because I didn't have like Trump in the title or anything like that. I just ended up talking about it because Flip asked me about it. That sort. Hispanic woman walked in and could barely speak English. Oh, I could feel vote up for Trump. There it is. That's what Flip said. Rashad Milligan did not say that. I don't think you can vote your way out of this mess. Sheesh. Sheesh. Restart. Hey, it is what it is. We is what it is. SSB, you got any words of like, what do we do now? How do we deal with this? What can we do now? Votes matter. Well, votes got us votes got us into the mess. That's the thing. Votes got us into the mess. And Flip said votes matter. I agree with that. Zero said, nah, a lot of black content creators in my algorithm. So you popped up randomly. That's how I found you've been following ever since. I appreciate the love, Zero. I appreciate it. When people get bored, they don't care about crime or deportation migrants. When we broke, that's a whole different story. 100%. When people get bread, I'm sorry, my bad. When people got bread, they don't care about crime or deportation migrants or immigrants, migrants. But when we were broke, that's a different story.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.